All right, Grand Rising Elizabeth. It is Friday, the 26th of January, 2024, and we are here for another Passion and Purpose Friday. Woo
Hey,
woo.
hey.
I'm Lolly, but of course, I wouldn't be here without our founder and co-host for today, Queen Aduni. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we only have a few moments to share with you everything that we're going to. But I would wanted to. Do you want me to share the meditation again? Still?
Girl, I love it. We can,
Okay.
or whatever you want. We can do it at the top to open mine, or we can do it now.
Okay.
Anytime.
We'll start off with it just to get us in the mind of what I'm sharing. I'm gonna be sharing kind of my motivations moving forward and how I'm gonna handle my relationship with my goals, my dreams, my passion, and all of that. So, with that being said, I will share. Do I have permission? Can you give me the power, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, thank you. While you do that, I'm gonna plug in my computer so it don't die. All right.
And you're not bound by the time we talked about. Do what you need.
Okay. Okay. Shouldn't be too long though. Shouldn't be too long. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share this screen today. So, um, you've heard this if you were here. Okay, don't play. Yeah, hold on. All right. So if y'all were here the past couple weeks, you've heard it. Something that I've been working on is creating more visuals on my own time. And since I can't really pay someone else at the moment to do it for me, I am activating all of my creativity, which is beautiful. So I created my own visual for it. I know you've heard it before. Feel free to dive into it again, dive into the meditation again, or just chill out and just enjoy the sounds until it's over. It's less than 3 minutes. So it's won't take up too much of your time. But today I just wanted to share this, and you'll hear it in the meditation as we visualize where we want to be and what we want to do and who we want to be for our lives. It's a few things that we can think about in this particular time, and there's a few things that I'm thinking about right now as it relates to the many facets of what I do and what direction I'm going in. And I'll share more of that in a minute, but we'll start off with this meditation just to get us on the same page.
We don't hear anything. Lolly, we don't hear anything, honey. Or I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't. Oh, there we go.
Relax and go deep in your mind. Take a moment to breathe. Start to visualize where you want to be, who you want to be in this space. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? And imagine yourself running toward this visualization, this goal. Begin to believe that none of this is unachievable. So you gain speed, moving like flashing lightning. You run, jump, skip, and see all that you will attain. You are already victorious. You are more than capable. You are successful. Affirm who you are. You are almost where you need to be. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. And as you approach your destination, remember that every triumph in your life will start within your first steps. Take a moment to breathe. Hold on to this internal feeling of victory. You are right where you need to be. This is a meditation for victory.
All right, there's your meditation to get you into the space of what we're talking about today. So, somewhere that I see myself, if you couldn't tell, if you saw the visual, you can always check it out later if you didn't see the visual. But one thing that for me is really important, one of my passions is my music, is the entertainment, is the forward-facing things that I do. And I really enjoy that. And I would love to see more of that. I would love to see more paid of that. I would love to see more opportunities for it to grow in those spaces so that, you know, the work that I'm doing, the creativity that I have, the writing that I do, the recording that I do can be put in the forefront and I can do more of it. And
Bring us back together, baby.
okay. All right. So yeah, so that's where I'm going with that. So with that being said, this is the beginning of the year. And so it's really important that we find our space, our relationship with the things that we want to be and we want to do. And so I'm going to share with you another video, and this is more of a conversation. I've shared this lady before, and um, she has a lot of insight. She bases a lot of her things on astrology and herbalism. And she's talking about this time of year where Venus is in Capricorn. And so it has to do with with not only our love relationships, but relationships in general. So that brings us back to what you want to do, what do you want to be, and what is your relationship with it? I found that in some of the work that I've been doing, I have to connect with I have been working with these companies, and some of them I realize our relationship isn't there. Or even the work that I do with my youth, um, I find that we're in the space now where, you know, we're both figuring out what are the next steps. And as much as I love working with youth, I realize that I have to be placed wherever spirit wants me to be placed. And that might be being replaced, and that's okay. So with that being said, I'm going to share this video with you so that we can view this a little differently. Okay, hold on. Mhm.
Through my day, and something happened yesterday that I need to talk to you about, and that was Venus's entry into Capricorn. So if this is what they mean by sober January, well, this is exactly it. Venus in Capricorn is the sobriety all of us needed in our lives, but we didn't know. All of us need in our life, but we didn't know we needed it, right? We didn't, and a lot of us want it, right? Because this is an opportunity to really see things clearly. Be clear about the things that you are in relationship with, right? This is about the opportunity. And when I say relationship, I mean your partnership, romantic relationships, your familiar relationships, your relationship towards money, your relationship towards community, your relationship around anything that you value. This is the check that we need, that check in that has been coming to us. This brings to us the opportunity to create relationships that we can build on by seeing clearly where we stand in the relationship. And then we're able to say, this is how far, this is my limitation in this relationship. What is yours? What are your relationship values? What are the things that you value in relationship? What are we building on? And if it's not a foundation that you can build on, this is also the transit when you can walk away from those things. You know, I think about it and I hear about folks say, we don't fall into love, we walk into love. And this is exactly what's happening here. You are walking at a slow pace into love. If you are in love, you are noticing the reality of the situation. It is real now. It's about actions versus words, right? You're looking at what's the reality of the situation. You're making a commitment to any contracts that we're entering. And I'm talking about informal contracts too. So I'm also talking about ancestral contracts that we're willing to give up right now, new ancestral and spirit contracts that we're entering into, and any physical contracts, because this is values. Venus is about values, earthly values, heavenly values, just values. And Saturn is really about that realistic, real eye on it. So here we have our eyes wide open when we're walking into any commitments that we're making, any new contracts that we're taking on. We're looking at that head on and looking at reading the words. Now we're wanting to read the words of all the contracts we have signed, but also going forward, you're really taking a close look at those romantic contracts. You're taking a close look at that too. This is a time that we may fall for someone older and wiser, or, you know, with that Saturn, Venus energy, Saturn, which is Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So that's why I'm saying that all the time. But you may be looking at someone older and wiser and saying, you know, this is the kind of relationship I need. I need that wisdom. I need that structure. I need that foundation in my life. Right? Go for it. And, you know, also I want to talk about the responsibility in relationships might be coming up now on even balance, inequitable balance of relationships, inequitable balance of, you know, in your relationships. You may be noting, you may be pointing out to people, listen, I'm spending too much, I'm giving too much, I'm sharing too much, and I'm not getting the same thing back from you, right? You could be met with kind of a cold shoulder, because Saturn is also about that cold, practical shoulder. So that could be coming up for you, but this is a great time to show restraint and to be reflective in everything that we do. So it's about asking ourselves, like, okay, what's coming up for me before we like push it into what's coming up for someone else. Have some restraint, be reflective, seek the wisdom of elders, seek advice and wise advice and wise counsel before we step forward, because we can actually sometimes be evaluating our relationships and be really hard on them. Things may seem worse than it actually is. So get to a space where you're seeing realistically, but yet you're able to have that positivity and know that this transit will pass. And because we're going to see a lot of things that we rather not face, right? Because we're looking at it realistically. So if we're seeing some things that we rather not face, you know, we may want to move too quickly. Again, be reflective and show restraint, and then take the steps that you need to take when Venus moves out of Capricorn, right? And then you can feel a sense of taking a sense of freedom and a sense of like, okay, I can then take this step. But this season is for information gathering, really looking at the relationship. Does it share my value? Can I build a foundation? It's kind of put up or shut up kind of season with Venus in Capricorn. So, you know, take your time. You may see hormonal issues come up, kidney stones, kidney issues come up with this transit. This transit is also really, really great for getting clear on your budget. I know, right? It's the first of the year and we're thinking already of budgeting, but in this season, we can get really clear on our budget. We can actually see the numbers for what they are. We may not want to face them, but again, this is about seeing all your relationships, including the ones that we have with money, love, all of it with clarity, right? Balancing your indulgence with your limits, be practical and realistic. The love language for this season, it's responsibility, commitment, and dedication. That's the love language. If you can't show up in those ways, ooh, but you do have a really, really great day here. You have Venus sextile Saturn on the 27th of this month. This is really a beautiful, beautiful transit to have these hard conversations. So maybe have all these conversations on that day, the 27th of the month, when you can really sit down with someone and they'll actually be open to hear your reflection, and you both can be really practical and you both can get to a great understanding of what needs to happen next. And if it's not if it's with your budget, you may be surprised at what your budget is showing you. So it's a beautiful energy to be under with that Venus sextile Saturn with Venus in Capricorn at the same time. And pay attention to how we're feeling when we're shown the reality. Like, pay attention to what that feeling is when the reality comes up, and that's where the healing absolutely lies. So, some of the plants that I am recommending to work with are parsley and cleavers, and even fennel, like we can add into our teas under this transit. So take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon, because of course it's the new moon in Leo, and then Uranus goes direct, which is another beautiful energy to be under this. So this Venus in Capricorn thing, but you needed to know. Take care. Until we talk again. Love y'all. Bye.
All right. So
Sure.
yeah, I love her content as well. She goes into detail and gives you practical advice.
Mhm.
But I thought that was necessary to share because she spoke on some of the things that I spoke on in the meditation. Really taking those next steps, but understanding what the reality of what is, and being reflective of what your relationship is with whatever it is. If it's your job, if it's your passion, if it's your money, if it's with a habit, if whatever it is, really looking at your relationship over the next period of time is really a good idea in this period of time of the year. Seeking the wisdom, structure, and foundation. And she mentioned, you know, um, understanding the feeling when you face reality as well, so that you can make sure you take the next steps. So uh, so I have one company that I've been working with. I'm gonna get, where I'm gonna be honest with my life, and I would love if someone could share something, but there's a company that I've worked with that for the past couple years, and we've been in and out of communication. I felt that our relationship was not as strong as it could be. I needed support. I asked for support. I needed meetings. I work better in teams. I wasn't really granted that. I had expectations put on me, but I didn't have anything to accomplish those expectations with. For example, content creation. It's hard to create content when you don't have anything to share. um, I got a degree. So this is a cannabis business, actually. I got a degree in cannabis sciences and medical sciences. And I was eager to share that information, and it became a hassle to share the information, and oftentimes it became unwelcomed, seemingly. Like, 'cause they were like, "Yeah, we want what you have to offer, but low-key, we're not gonna have a meeting with you or support you when you ask for it. So just do this and tell me when it's done." And I just didn't like that feeling. And there was plenty of times where I'm like, okay, I had to kind of snap a little bit, be like, what's going on? Like, I need to know, do you really want this? Like, because I can move on and that's fine. I just need to know. And it's kind of like that, the breadcrumbing thing. But, we talk about that breadcrumbing in relationships where people kind of give you just a little bit so you can stay connected a little bit at a time and they neglect you a little bit at a time. Well, that happens also sometimes in our professional spaces. And that's kind of what was happening with me. So I'm at this point where I have to really be reflective. Okay, is this a hindrance at this point? Is this something that is actually aligned with who I am, who I want to be, and where I want to go within my career? And how can I move on and handle this? And how can I decide how to move forward? And so this is a perfect period of time of the year to really reflect upon that, but still be at peace. So not popping off, but maintaining my space, maintaining my peace in order to move forward so I can accomplish those goals, accomplish that vision that I see for myself. Um, and so I've been working on how can I be calm? How can I handle this? And I've been writing not only my vision down, because last week I mentioned writing our visions down, but this week I'm talking about writing down the reality of things, writing down what your relationship currently looks like, and writing down where you want that relationship to be if it was, ideal. And I need to go ahead and move forward in my own way. So something I did was I wrote a letter, and I'm not going to read that whole letter because that's confidential between me and them. But I wrote a letter and I did not send it. I wrote a letter to them, and it was a nice letter, but it described, like this. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for all the things, boop 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 boop, that happened that allowed me to be successful in some ways. I also realized that my values are currently not aligned with your company. And as with any business and any relationship, it's important that our values are aligned in order for us to be able to succeed together. And so I'm going to step away, but I leave a suggestion of always keeping an open mind and a listening ear to your team so that your team can feel motivated to continue and to work with you. And that's the essence of what I was saying. Like I said, I did not send it yet because I'm going to give them one more time to schedule a meeting with me. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and send that email and I'm going to move forward because a lot of times I find that I will harp, and maybe it's a week, but I'm talking about me. I will harp on a relationship that doesn't exist for the greater good of my own purpose, just because I feel like I have to be loyal to it because I was there or they were there at some point or whatever. And it's like, let's be realistic with our lives. Let me be realistic with my life. Sometimes you have to let things go so that you can walk into what is for you, what is actually and truly for you. So with that being said, I do want to open up the floor. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes so I can shift over back to Queen. But I want to open up the floor for anybody who has a vision, which I'm sure most of y'all have a vision for your lives this year. I think at least, okay. We be talking about it, so I think we do. But more specifically, what is one relationship you have? And that could be with a person, that could be with a thing, that could be with a business. What is one relationship that you are currently evaluating? Okay. And what would you like to see from that? Okay. So this is a pretty wide range question, but one relationship you have and that you're currently evaluating, and what would you like to see as the outcome? Lakeisha, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the relationship with my business. Evaluating this month was our 5th year anniversary. So I'm so excited that we're at our 5th year anniversary. We were able to make it through the pandemic and all of those different things. And so what I'm doing is taking this quarter to actually reevaluate all of our successes and also evaluating the things that we wanted to accomplish that did not accomplish. And what is it? Because I feel like you could do anything through planning. And so what is it that we have not done that we know we need to do to make our business scalable and to flourish in 2024. So I'm looking at the relationship with the business, what has worked, like us praying, including God within our business, seems to have really, really worked. Since one of my business partners, I'm saying, went on a sabbatical based off of her mother's illness, we have not had our meetings like we used to. We used to have a 2-hour meeting every day where we planning out our day. So that's what I'm working on. The relationship with my business, what worked, reevaluating what worked, what didn't work, and what we need to do to scale and go further.
Yes, yes, that's good work right there. Who says something? I'm looking at the chat. Star said, "Happy 5th year anniversary, Lakeisha."
Thank you, Star. Hi, Terry.
Yes.
I'm glad you joined us.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. Yesterday was powerful. I'm sorry.
You was
Today
on
is
yesterday. Oh my God, awesome.
yes.
Yesterday was amazing. Yesterday had me on high for the whole day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So glad you joined us. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, and I'm sorry, guys.
Oh
No,
no, you good.
it's
You are
all
good.
one. It's all one.
Yes. I'm happy you're here, you're active, you're participating and all of that. Like that's a beautiful thing in and of itself. So listen, go greet your sister. Anyway.
Well, I had to really look at it. I had one of the stylists at the shop to um at one meeting that we had, she didn't come to the meeting, but she decided at the last minute, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. You hear attitude? Yeah, I'll be there. So she comes on and she's on the phone. We're on Zoom, and those who couldn't come, they were on Zoom. The rest of us was in there physically. And she just kind of went off, just off. When you get pissed off at something and you don't address it, and then it gets to the boiling point, and so that's what happened. So the other night she called and it was there, and I knew she had been drinking. And it came to the point where and see, when I look at the shop, I have to, how much is coming in, because it's booth rent. So it's like it's almost like being on a fixed income, but you know what your income is and you can judge, versus commission goes up and down. You're not sure, and all the things that come along with commission can be devastating. Anyway, it came to the point where, things that she was saying, I just said, you're not happy. You're not happy at Everett's. And it just boiled on from the conversation to the point where, I'll shut this shit down and stuff like that. Where at that point, then it was, okay, no matter what you're paying, I will not have that kind of spirit. I will not have that energy. And I just said, you're not happy. You're not happy here. And so when she said the last thing, and I just said, you're not happy. Obviously, you're not happy at Everett's, and I want you to be happy. And we had a person before that her sister came and she was working there, and then she left and got her own shop, and she was not happy anymore. And I said, Milana, you're not happy, because happiness is important to me. You're not happy, so you should go ahead and be with your sister. Yeah, but you've done so much for me. You know, you help me and my family. And I said, but that's not important. It's important that you're happy now. You're happy because God is my provider, not you or anyone else. That's my source. And so it opens up a space for someone else to come in that is going to work in the way or that I need it. And she can be somewhere where she is happy and she can work in the way for them that she's needed. So I'm just saying that. So I had to release that. I had to let her go. I said, immediately, you can get your stuff and exit. Now she's like part of the family. I still love her and I still care for her, but there's certain things that will not take place under my time management, okay? And if it's not working for you and it's not working for me, then we need to split so that all can move on to what is next instead of dragging it on, and it's going to still come back up because it's not being fulfilled on either side. So, yeah, and I'm very at peace with that versus not knowing when she's going to blow up. You know, and she's not happy. And some things, the way I'm operating my business, that's how that is. And that's kind of what, you know, whatever way they're operating their business for you, Lolly, that's where they are. And then we have to make that decision that make a choice about whether we want to continue in the hoping of that, or that's how they run their stuff. And I need more in order for me to be joyful and happy and excited about bringing what's next, which I told her, I said, you could have had a meeting at any time. Anytime you could have said, can we meet versus blowing up. I get drunk, then I'm gonna blow up and stuff. So that was one of the things that I had to, that I'm looking at with the shop and, you know, yeah. So that, you know, that's where I'm at, like with the shop, and some things I had to cut off. And as much as I love her, when it comes to I'm funny about my business. I'm funny about my child, even though he's 40 something years old. You know, I figured my husband, he can take care of himself, you know, so, but them too, and even Fame can take care of herself. But I'm saying, when it comes to my business, that's my baby. That's my baby. And it's what I'm passionate about. That's my baby. And so if you're not getting joy, and then some things has to change. And sometimes it's not easy to make that change. But it's all about, it is really about joy. It really is about being excited every day to go where you need to go and to be in that atmosphere, and you're not being fed what you need to get fed. And which I understand that about her, that if we're not able to give that, then with my blessings, go and get what you need for your life to be wonderful. Otherwise, we suffer for another year, and then I could have left a long time ago because it didn't change. That's their mindset, and that's their goals and how they work with it. Now, there may be things, even for myself, that I need to learn or that I need to pay attention to. But it is about, for me, with the people working with me, that that you love what you're doing. Because that's where I'm gonna get the best out of you. That's where I'm gonna get the best. And if you're trying to get the best, and you're trying to give your best, and I'm stopping that, then I have to understand that you need to leave, you know, that if you need to go somewhere else. And it doesn't mean always that it's something bad. It means that you've assessed, you're not getting that. So I'm not able to give you everything that you need in order to have that happen. So I understand, as a leader, we must understand that the person must do what's best for their lives. So yeah. Yeah, Jackie. I mean, Lakeisha.
So I didn't quite answer the question when we was talking about the relationship with your business. So the relationship with my business before the first 5 years, my business came first, everything else second. That was my relationship with the business. My business came first, and then everything else, my insurance business, everything else came second. It worked best for me when I had that type of relationship with my business.
Mm-hmm.
That first and everything second. So that's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning my relationship with my business. You first and everything else is second.
Mm-hmm. Stacy?
Okay, so the question was, how would you like to be evaluated with the relationship you have with something, correct?
Basically, yeah. So like what is your relationship with whatever it is, job thing, whatever it is? And
So-
how are you evaluating that? Yeah.
So my relationship, I would say, is with myself. And in regards to the words that come out of my mouth. So I would like to see it changed by learning how to communicate with others well.
Mm-hmm.
In the aspect of sometimes, everybody has different ways in which they communicate. And sometimes when you communicate to people, some of the words that you use, they take those words offensively when you actually mean them, not to be defensive or offensive, and you mean them in a very heartfelt way, but from their language and how they receive things could be totally different. So my goal is to work on trying to develop words that are not only sensitive to me, but as well could be an overall language that could be sensitive to anyone, to make sure that I don't offend people when I talk. Because sometimes you can feel like your words are not harsh, but they could be harsh. You can feel like you're saying something, in a peaceful manner, but they may not receive it in a peaceful manner. So for me, it's very important that I don't know how I'm going to do it, how it's going to come, but I really need to figure out how to convey words in a very meaningful, sympathetic, caring, honest, peaceful way that I can, so that I don't hurt relationships in a way that you push people away from you instead of bringing them closer to you. And then accept the fact that if whatever you say from the sentiments of your heart is not accepted from someone else, then be okay with it not being accepted by someone else, and move on from that relationship and move yourself away from it for peace sake. Yeah.
Thank
Keisha?
you.
Stacy. Mm-hmm.
Stacy, what always will help me whenever I know that I'm going to be in a deep conversation with someone, it's always helped me to ask God to guide me, to give me the proper words to say, so that I don't be offensive, to give me the words to say, to be able to get my point across effectively. So maybe before you enter the room, before you enter a lot, even in business, before you enter the meeting, God, give me the proper words to say, guide me into this meeting so it could be successful for all that's involved. So that really helped me out a lot, to go to him first and ask him, because I feel like once you ask God to intervene in your life or intervene it, you can't go wrong. So that's what helped me. So I don't know, hopefully that helped.
Yeah, that does help, and I do that. But the realization that sometimes you're on a God level and others aren't. And sometimes I'm saying it from the standpoint, I know God is going to go before me when I ask him to go before me. But I'm saying it on the flip end of it. If it doesn't turn out the way you expected it to turn out, to be okay with it.
It's okay, because a lot of times it's their problem. It's not
Right.
yours, and it's not theirs. So you did your due when you spoke, and you did it from your heart. You know you didn't mean harm, and you just have to go on with that and just go on and be content with that, because it's something that's going on with them. A lot of times it's not you, it's them. And you have to be okay with that. And you know in your heart that you did the right thing. So all is well.
Yeah. Yeah. I've learned that, and I'm learning that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep learning it for a lifetime.
Mhm. Oh,
Thank you.
yes, really, really, because there's always a new test
Yes.
of what you have already. Okay,
I
okay.
appreciate you, Keisha.
Let
Thank you
me
for
have
that.
this person come in. Let me have this person come and bring until, yeah, yeah. Well, ladies, I really want to share this information about, it's about, it's right in line, work and money. I'd like to share that with you. Is that good, Lolly?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I love you, girl. And your video was wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I may have to hire you to do one of my videos for my album.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the creativity, you got the goods, girl. You got the goods. All you need is your team that are all professional that can say, what are you seeing? And put it together. And your vision of things and is you and me, baby, you and me, you and me. Okay, this again, and is this the one I want? Yes. This again is Bashar. And he talks about work and money. And he's answering a question of this young lady at a conference. And I do have something, Stacy, that I want you to see, that where he talks about who he is, but we don't have the time for that. I'll get that for you.
Okay.
But do you understand channeling?
Somewhat.
Okay, we'll get that information. All right, here we go.
I have a question
Yes.
regarding myself.
Yes.
Hopefully,
Oh, wait,
maybe you
this is
can
not-
help me.
Maybe I can.
Figure
Maybe
this
I
out.
can't. We'll find out together.
Okay, I have been doing stock options.
Wait a minute, this is not the one that I want. Let me find that one. Yeah.
This is my first experience with you here.
Well, this is my first experience with you. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I have a mundane question.
There are no mundane questions.
Oh, great. That's good to know.
Thank you.
So when he's like this is Bashar speaking. The other one that you saw was not Bashar speaking. It was him just talking about what he knows. Okay.
Is it important to you?
Yes, it is.
Why would you consider it mundane then?
Because I felt like everyone else was asking questions that pertain to
Big
other
cosmic issues.
Yes, and I
The daily questions of physical life are just as spiritual as any other question. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Equality to all.
Yes.
If it is important to you, it is not mundane.
Thank you.
All right. What is your question?
My question is, I'm in a work environment where I want to know what my purpose there is and how soon can I get unstuck to create the life that I really want, that I prefer.
Right. The way we usually go about exploring this issue is to ask you a question, and certainly not a mundane one at all. The question we ask is, are you doing what excites you the most in life or not?
No.
Thank you for your honesty. The next question is, when will you choose to do what excites you the most in life? Bigger question.
I wanted to choose it yesterday, but
And you didn't because? What belief systems are holding you back?
fear.
Of?
Fear of
Yes. Fear of what?
choosing something and that not really being what really brings me joy.
So you're saying that if you choose something that excites you, you might actually be choosing something that doesn't excite you.
Well, my challenge is
Yes.
choosing something that excites me because it may excite
Why is
me.
that a challenge? That's easy to do.
Yes, okay.
Do you believe that? Obviously not.
No.
All right. May I explain it to you in a way that will allow it to seem easier?
Yes, please.
Why, thank you. The idea that has been, in a sense, perpetrated throughout much of your New Age consciousness of following your bliss and acting on your excitement usually doesn't come with a clear explanation of why or how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The idea simply is to understand it first and foremost in a very simplified manner, as follows. When we talk about the idea of acting on your joy, your highest excitement at any given moment, we don't necessarily mean that it has to be a life-spanning career, a gigantic project, an all-consuming endeavor. We literally mean act on whatever is at any given moment out of all the choices you have available to you, many of which may seem mundane. Just act at any given moment on the one that contains the highest amount of excitement out of all the choices you have the ability to take action on. Period. That's it. It's that simple. Excitement is a thread. It leads to all other excitement. So if you are simply sitting around going, oh, I don't know what excites me, just look at what your options are. Just list your options at that moment. If the only options are go shopping, take a walk on the beach, call a friend, just for an example, just pick the one that's most exciting and act on it to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can till you can take it no further. When you come to the next crossroad, look at the options available to you then, pick the one that's most exciting, you have the greatest degree of ability to take action on, and take action on it. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. The excitement that you follow will automatically draw you into a series of synchronistic events that will constantly accelerate and expand your ability to experience excitement, and constantly accelerate and increase your ability to experience that your excitement will actually be capable of supporting you in your life if you keep moving in that way. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Now, the question is, do you believe it? Because the idea is that when we, first of all, offer the idea that all you have to do at any given moment is simply choose out of the relatively normal options available to you, if you can't think of any all-encompassing excitement, if you just choose the most exciting option out of whatever is available to you and act on it, when we offer that suggestion up, very often the first thing that comes out of the human mind is, but that's not connected to this, or how can that support me? I don't understand. You don't have to understand. That's the beauty of it. The idea is that your physical mind is not designed, never was, and never will be designed to understand how things will happen. It is not designed to understand or comprehend how something that you act on that excites you will bring you the thing you need somewhere down the line. So you don't have to think about how that's going to happen. All you have to do is act on it knowing that it will. Because the human mind is only designed to experience how things are happening. That's it. The human mind is only designed, the physical mind is only designed to understand the physical experience. The mechanism of how these things come to you come from a higher realm that is beyond the purview of the physical mind to comprehend or understand or be able to completely perceive. So you need to stop doing the job of the higher mind, let the higher mind do its job, and bring you these things as you need them in the way that it benefits you best. All you need to do to activate that mechanism, and we'll be talking a little bit more tomorrow about the idea of the mechanism of manifestation in a more complete investigation of that mechanism. But the only thing you really have to do is just start the ball rolling by acting on whatever excitement you are capable of acting on, and thus then by doing so, acting as an example to the higher mind, proving that you're willing to move in that direction so that the higher mind can go, finally she is willing to act in that vibration, so I can now give her more of that vibration, more things that are representative of that vibration, because she is showing by her behavior that she's willing to act on it. But if you're not willing to act on your excitement, why should the higher mind give you something to act on if you're not going to act on it? You see, you have to clear the space by acting on what you are capable of acting on before you make room for something bigger to come in. Because if you're not going to act on what you've got, well, higher mind is not going to do pointless things and give you things you're not going to act on. So you simply stop the whole process of your excitement expanding. Does that make sense mechanically?
Yes.
Are you willing to believe that you can act on your excitement and know that it will lead you where you need to be led?
Yes.
Trusting the synchronicity that will occur?
Yes.
We'll see. But that's the basic explanation of how it works. So when you say you have a difficult time figuring out what excites you, I apologize, but we actually don't believe you. Because it's really simpler than you think. You're just having a difficult time understanding a clear definition of excitement and following it. You follow?
I do follow. I think the other part of that is because if I'm in a work environment and
Yes.
my excitement may be not to be there.
Then leave. Although, understand, we are very aware of what your belief systems are all about, many of you. And if you have a belief system that says if you leave that work environment, as much as you may not find it exciting, if you have a belief system that says that leaving that work environment is going to put stress on you, is going to, in a sense, cause you harm in some way, then you must honor your belief system for as long as you're going to hold on to it. But at least take the steps you can take. At least take the steps of acting on your excitement that you are willing to take. And the more you do that, the more your excitement will prove to you that it can support you as well. And the more it shows you it can support you, the more you'll be willing to let go of those things you don't prefer. So you can do it at your own pace. Don't dishonor your belief system. You can jump off the cliff, but only if you believe that you actually will fly. Otherwise, I would suggest you're in for a very hard landing. So don't dishonor your belief system. Don't just think, all right, I'll just throw caution to the wind and ignore my beliefs. That will always get you smacking into that brick wall we're going to talk about tomorrow. But the idea is that when you work with your beliefs and understand why you have the belief that you can't be supported in something that you love as opposed to something you don't love, then when you work with those beliefs, you can change them. And the more you change them, the more you will relax into understanding how your excitement can, in fact, support you. One very strong exercise that I would always suggest to many of you, because it is based in your own reality, so it has more opportunity to stick in your mind, is to look at examples in your world of people that are making a living, in fact, making a wonderful living, being supported by doing nothing but the thing that excites them the most. Because I guarantee you, when you look at them and understand how they're doing that, you will understand that if they can do it, you can do it. There is nothing special about them in that context. If you can see it, if you can attract into your reality an example of someone acting on their joy and being supported in their life by doing so, if you could have attracted that example into your reality, if you are capable of even perceiving it, that means you are capable of living it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been capable of perceiving it, because reality doesn't do pointless things, and you cannot perceive what you are not the potential vibration of. You follow?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is all right in line. Everything to
Lakeisha.
Wow.
Okay, one of the things, did you all notice, one time I was up meditating and they were showing me different powerful hand gestures. Did y'all notice his hand gesture for the most was like this? Was like basically the whole time, because it means something. And I think I want to do more research. I had brought it to Rev attention one time about the powerful hand gestures that the high or the elite knows about that most people don't know about, is how to, because it's power in the way he was holding his hand, but I can't remember, because each hand, how you hold your hand in different gestures means something. It can bring something to you to enhance your life. So I didn't know if y'all had caught that. The whole time his hands was like sitting up like this, because it's something, I don't know the name of that particular hand gesture, but it's power within it that I was learning that the elite knows that most of the people don't know about these different hand gestures. I'm going to find that video on my show and I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah, I often say we're looking forward to that research when you do that. Yeah.
There's a lot of presidents who also have a certain way that they use signals with their hands to show people that they are in one with whatever the alliance that presidents hold together as the history of presidency. And I think it has a lot to do, what I don't want to say what it has a lot to do on here, but it has a lot to do with the power and control that they have in the position they hold.
Yeah. How about that? When he was talking about, if you're not going to do these little simple things, why would God give you more? It's the whole thing of the talents. One had 1, one had 5, one had 10, or I don't know if it's the 5 or 3 or whatever, but the one that had the 10 got more because they were in that energy of doing that, the excitement of doing all of that, over here. So, and then the one that had the 1 wanted to protect it and not do anything with that. Well, then why give more when you're not acting on the little things, moment to moment that excite you? That's how you have an exciting life, is in every moment you're choosing, because every moment we are choosing, every single moment. I'm choosing everything that's coming out of my mouth, my hand movement, where I'm sitting down or I'm doing this or whatever. Everything is a decision, it's a choice. And when you can take those little things, that's like the practice. Let me get myself into that vibe, into that world. Then the other things, it's like you're oh man, you're that vessel for excitement. And you can see a whole bunch of people, but you see that one that keep just always jumping up and down. I said, I'm gonna pick you. Or when you see people and then you raise your hand and there's the one that's like, excited. Unless you're trying to prove something, like as an instructor, you haven't raised your hand. Let me, that's that person pulling it out. That's leadership, pulling it out of that person and getting them started, Perfect example, Terry, when you got emotional, we all saw you get emotional. We saw that when that conversation, that topic came up, that it was hitting you. But we didn't all jump in. Call Terry. We just let it ride. And then Rev said, I also want to hear from you, Terry. You didn't put your hand up. She just felt it. We all felt it. And it's like, okay, she just needs that nudge to let it out.
Yes.
To let it out. And then we knew it was a safe space for you to let it out. And we've all been there. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Look, I must have missed that part.
Yes, I was in tears. That's why I said yesterday was powerful. Yes.
Yeah. And Stacy, it was her first, wasn't it the first day that you came on that you got that breakthrough about your family?
Oh, I was bawling out of control. But one thing I have learned being a part of Lisa Nichols' tribe is that there's one thing that we say, and I don't know if you all know what it is. It's called Yana,
Mm,
and it means you are not alone.
Yana.
Mhm.
Y-A-N-A.
Yana, you are not alone.
You are not alone.
You belong to a tribe of people who share the same thing that you share, and we are like-minded and we feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so just know that whenever you feel something, somebody else is feeling the same way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So take every moment and choose excitement every moment. Do I want I better not do that with that ice cream though. I have been just pigging out on ice cream, dairy that I and Haagen-Dazs is like the worst ice cream. It tastes the best, but oh my God, it is that's addictive. And I was at the point where with the salt, I was eating these puffs, these cheese puffs. Oh my God, I could just and then my blood pressure had gone up so high. So I'm done with all of that. But that ice cream, and I was just, now I have to say, Sheila, stop. You got to stop. So
Working on your
something things,
relationship with it.
yeah, something
Yeah.
It's definitely a relationship with it because sometimes we need things to comfort us. And sometimes we go to food because food is a sense of comforting. Just like last night, I was in a big ordeal because my mom is getting ready to be in the transition period and she's actively dying right now. And so I have been on a fast all week, 18-hour fast, cleansing my body, detoxing my body. And I was already like 6 hours into my fast. And I got up and ate something I know I didn't have no business eating because I needed some comfort food. So now I'm going to spend the day. I'm not going to be hard on myself. I'm not going to say, you shouldn't have did that because I needed it at the time. So now I don't look at it, I'll start over on Monday. I'll start over tomorrow. No, I start over in the next meal. So from here on, from last night to whenever I take my next meal, which I'm going to fast even longer because of that, I'm going to get back on track. So yeah, don't feel guilty about it.
Look, I said, okay, all right, your body putting all that in you.
Yeah.
I got you. And chocolate, just right now, chocolate, which is the dairy, the ice cream and stuff. Oh Lord, one day Pam and my husband looked at me, I brought home 4 different kinds. I said, Sheila, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, so some of those excitements you might have to curtail.
It's all about our relationship. We got to make sure we're a vibrational match for the energy that we do want in our lives. So, as our ice cream might be the thing, but if we want to have a healthier lifestyle, and that's what we got to match that energy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to sherbet. I'm gonna go to sherbet.
Yes, smoothies are a good option as well. Just throwing some options out there. But yeah, that I really, really liked what Bashar was saying about the vibe. He mentioned the vibrational match for what we actually want for our lives and the things that we are excited about. Really, really not attaching ourselves, but making sure we're on that same level so that we can have those things and more. And I'm excited because as we live in our passions and in our purpose, if we can be a vibrational match for that big purpose that you're existing here to accomplish, to be in, to fulfill, let's continue to run in that. Just like the meditation, what does it smell like? What does it sound like? Who are you? Who are you being? As Reverend Amani always says, let's be that vibrational match for what we want for our lives. And before we go, though, if it's okay on the way out, if I can play this little song video thing. If you want to watch it, you can. If not, it's just a song. It's just a little recap so you can see what I did in New Orleans. But it's just, you can on the way out, if that's okay.
Let's go ahead and hug ourselves, and then you can play that on out. We're gonna hug. Oh, I got a good pop there, and hug the world. Oh my gosh. And sprinkle all the goodness and the love and the good music that Lolly is gonna play right now.
Turn us down a little bit, DJ. Turn us down just a little bit. Welcome to Low Key NOLA on top. If you here with me, can I get a low key? Low key? Can I get a low key?
Can you turn it up?
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we here today for
Let's
Low
go.
Key on top. It's the top model, top artist, top show. Cause you know we hot. You feel me? The show is over. What we about to do? Tell me where you wanna go, baby, I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. That's for sure. Tell me where you wanna go, baby, I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. Come on, that's for sure. The show was great. I stood the whole time. I need to elevate. Party's awful, but I still have energy. The mood is set. Let's tap into this synergy. Yeah. Chill vibes on time. Let me know what you're thinking. Deep breaths, high life. Dougie fresh on the speakers. I can't deny I'm feeling some type of way. Tell me where you wanna go, baby. I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. That's for sure. Tell me where you wanna go, baby, I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. That's for sure. I just wanna wind down with a little wine now. Maybe grab a board game, watch your souls like Soul Train. Leave it to me, I'd be chillin'. Popcorn and bowls from the corner store. I just wanna vibe tonight. Relax my mind till sleep starts to fight. I just wanna get away with you, with you. Tell me where you wanna go, baby, I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. That's for sure. Tell me where you wanna go, baby, I wanna know. Cause after the show, we could just head back home and have a kickback. That's for sure. We could have a kickback that don't end till 3. So come on, baby, grab a friend and vibe with me. Neighbors ain't gonna argue if we stay low key. So grab a friend and vibe with me, vibe with me. Where you wanna go? After the show, we could just kick back. Where you wanna go? Where you wanna go? After the show, after the show.
Nice. Very good.
Lolly.
That was nice.
Very
Thank
good,
you.
Lolly. That was
Thank
nice.
you.
Good job, Lonnie.
Thank you.
All right, peace
Okay.
out. Any announcements for the weekend? Oh my goodness, Edwana and Ray are doing the sound bowls this weekend.
Yeah, Lottie is doing a vision boarding. You can go on her page and look. She's doing a vision boarding from 2 to 5, I think. Yeah. Yep. So that's what's going on as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. Keisha?
Detroit Means Business. If y'all have not applied for Detroit Means Business, do it, because I went to Buy Detroit yesterday and they are honoring those awards up to 25,000, and you can actually apply for it 5 times. Know about that, you know. So after you finish getting it, you can apply for it again. But people are getting it; they're getting good results. So do apply for that.
Okay.
DetroitMeansBusiness.org.
Yeah.
I have it in my tab.
Yeah, and I set in called to get someone to call me, and I applied for consultation. And that's the first thing I'm going to do now is to call them back because I haven't heard anything from them. So I'm going to find out because I think this particular company, all the things that I need, they on their listing seem like they're the right ones. So,
well, I did get a call back to a young lady named Diamond, which is another organization that has free services to help you with marketing, websites, everything. And I thought it was Detroit Means Business, but they kind of affiliated with them, and we have a meeting, and they're going to help us with our marketing and branding. So yeah, keep bringing these resources.
Right. Let me know about them because what my plan is to get not all over now this company and that company and that company. I really want someone that has most of the stuff so they can talk to each other about me and then come up with what is necessary for me. I think that this company that I called, we'll see.
But these are free services. These are free services that you don't have.
This is from that.
Oh, okay.
So we'll find out if it's free, it really indeed, or they'll, oh no, the consultation is free. Oh, really?
Yeah, free don't mean free. I've learned that over the years.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they have the ecosystem that's out here to help the businesses. Like they have a agenda, you know. Now you probably get only so much service, you know, maybe eventually they probably not going to give it free to you for the rest of your life, but it may be to a point to where, or some months or 6 months or 3 months to kind of get you a handle on it. And if you were able to get something good out of it, then that might be something that you want a team to have on your team. If they bringing value to your business and value to you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me know because I would really like to talk to them as well.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Bye, ladies.
Love you.